Dubai, in the Dubai Mall, in the beautiful Montegrappa Boutique, together with Charles Nahhas. Charles, thank you so much for welcoming us.
Thank you very much for coming to see us today.
Fantastic. So Charles is the man who built Montegrappa not only in all of GCC. You see this beautiful boutique is the only monobrand boutique here in UAE, and I think it's just stunning to have the chance to walk in such a beautiful space and discover all of these amazing Montegrappa products, and it's a one-of-a-kind experience for me. When did you open up this boutique, Charles?
So we opened this store in 2018. We had a boutique for Montegrappa before that in another location here in Dubai in Emirates Towers.
Yeah.
And that location we opened in 2012. That location was actually opened in 2012 on the 12th of December. On the 19th of December, actually, 2012. 1912, 2012. So it was actually what we'd like to say the 100th anniversary of Montegrappa.
Amazing. I didn't think about that.
And now, 10 years on, we're here in Dubai Mall, which of course is the biggest and most important mall in the UAE.
Yeah.
By a very long way.
Absolutely. And then if you guys are in Dubai, you're obviously, there's no way you come to Dubai and you won't go to the Dubai Mall, but you gotta come to the third floor and discover the Montegrappa Boutique, because it's a one-of-a-kind experience. I've traveled all over the world, but this is truly something unique.
It's a big mall, and you know, plan a full day for it. There's a lot to see, but of course, we hope you'll end up here. And we've got what I'd say is one of the best assortments of Montegrappa products worldwide. We have all the limited editions, we have the full collections, all the diverse product categories,
accessories also that you don't get to see everywhere also. And yeah, I think you guys can see here in the back what incredible limited editions we have, and I'm going to ask Charles to show us 3 specific pieces, and I think he even has a surprise for us, something to show. I don't know what it is, but I'm wondering to see together with all of you what it's going to be. If you see, Charles, I'll let you guys
we're going to start here and we'll work around, and we might end up back here as well. But to start, this is the Moon Landing edition. This was a collection that was created to celebrate the 50 years since the 1969 moon landing, and that's a very special edition that came out in 2019. We'll talk about that one a bit more later on.
Yeah, because if you look precisely, there's two kind of.
There's a story.
But there's a story. We're gonna wait for that. Okay.
Now here we have Harry Potter. That's a
beautiful,
popular collection. I personally love the feel of this pen, the fountain pen. It's a steel nib on this collection, which actually I love, because the Montegrappa steel nib comes in a 1.5mm stud.
Absolutely.
Whereas the golds only go up to 1.1mm.
Yes,
so
sir.
Personally, the 1.5mm stub is I think, beautiful writing experience.
Very cool.
Then of course the Formula One pen. That's, we have the Formula One here in Abu Dhabi, which is a big fixture.
Great events, right, and so on. Yeah, absolutely. And then we have the Lord of the Rings, the background that you Goodfellas already saw on the channel and so on.
Yeah.
Charles, we have to show this. I haven't shown this on my channel yet. So
we have here the Spymaster Duo 007 limited edition Montegrappa pen. It's really quite an interesting collection. It does have the cufflinks that come out of the bottom of the barrel. So when you're out on your mission, your cufflinks are safely tucked away inside the barrel of the pen. But when you get to your evening event and you go into the gala dinner and you have to look smooth in your tuxedo, then of course you pop on your cufflinks. They come out of the bottom of the pen, and you can then still use the pen in its full function.
That's a story by itself.
Yeah.
And Montegrappa again, killed it.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. We have the ink cartridges in the shape of the bullets, so I wouldn't recommend to try to travel with this.
No, exactly.
Because you will probably end up having some.
I had this with a customer of mine, and I think he left the bullets in Milan and traveled with the pen back home, but without the bullets, and he's going to send him whatever,
Yeah, it can be awkward having to explain these things to security.
No, it's a pen! How can they believe that?
So this is celebrating 60 years of the 007 franchise, let's say, and we have this beautiful box, which is the box that you would imagine having but it's
We're not showing too much because I'm still going to do a video about it. So I told Charles, let's just give them a brief taste of it, because then the unboxing we're going to do it in a separate video.
But the way you have this sort of rotating the lines, which is effectively like the lines inside the barrel of the gun. So they've really captured, I think, quite nicely some of the detail.
Absolutely. They've always been amazing with that. Here we see the super successful Naldi.
This is an amazing collection, and we've really, this is to me what Montegrappa is about. So it's about literature and history and Italian classic culture.
Absolutely.
And to me, this embodies Montegrappa, and of course the fine detail of the work that goes into these pieces. These are just spectacular pieces.
Fantastic.
And we've the hard part here was fighting to get enough pieces, because of course we're one region in the world. The Middle East is typically seen as a small market relative to the US, China, some of the other markets.
But a powerful one, right?
Well, obviously we have there's a higher spending capability. But at the same time, it's relatively small. Typically in the luxury business, it's seen as about 10%. If you look at the big luxury businesses, they allocate about 10%. So in terms of limited editions, I think that's what we're fighting. We're fighting to get more than 10% of the global allocation of these numbers. Because the fact is we do have a major presence in terms of our physical footprint. The fact that we're right underneath Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. You can actually see it from inside our boutique, which is
People can see
if you look up, you actually can see it. Well, that is the tallest building in the world. So very.
We're in the center of the world,
We're in the
right?
center of the world.
Yeah, it's true.
The Middle East used to be a little backwards, and now we
No,
are
and I have to compliment you, because I'm a bit political in this kind of thing sometimes, because I try to push the industry further, and my subscribers know that. And when I come here, I see an incredible presence of Montegrappa, and that's a sign of the great work and efforts and professionalism that you put into building the brand, and it's stunning. That's stunning.
Well, I appreciate that, because why I appreciate it is because you're doing that. You're actually showing people what we're doing here, and I appreciate you saying so. But we're very proud of it. We've really worked hard to make an image for Montegrappa that the brand deserves globally, and not everyone necessarily appreciates that. People walk past and don't appreciate what goes into having a 6-meter high frontage and a boutique.
Yeah, in Dubai Mall.
It's not an easy thing to get, but we got a good visibility, and so in return we get to show some of these pieces in a way that isn't really being shown.
Yeah, and I think people are amazed, and they didn't expect sometimes, right, to see something like this, and that's a truly cool thing. And to attach to that, when you come here, you'll see some very stunning pieces, and some of the stunning pieces that I saw when I walked in, maybe it's a bit personal, but it's also a bit about what my customers, followers, what they ask me is, I saw you have a Tutankhamun. Yes. I saw you have an incredible, you can see it there in the back, an incredible chaos in solid gold. Yes. And another pen that is loved and sold out, and that you probably have maybe one piece left here, is the Pirates. And so I'd like to ask you please to show us these 3 pieces.
It would be my pleasure. So I'll come out here if I may. And let's start, I guess, with Tutankhamun, because that is, an incredible piece. And before we even see the pen, you see everything that it comes with, and a magnificent display case and packaging, let's say, which I open delicately.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because these packages are as beautiful as the pens are. That's the thing. These packages are not just boxes to transport these things. These are incredible display pieces,
almost museum pieces, isn't it?
And of course, Tutankhamun, which is now in the museum in Cairo. Discovered 100 years ago last year, but we're now early in 23. But in 2022 was the 100th year of the discovery of Tutankhamun. So So we've reproduced it how it currently exists in its display in the museum in Cairo.
Fantastic.
And of course the sarcophagus. So there are multiple layers of box, but I'll bring us right into the inner layer of the sarcophagus.
Mamma mia. But this is so stunning. I think it's hardly like when you see it live, it's even one more than I think seeing it on picture. But this is such an incredible thing to discover.
So the pen, of course, 100 years, 100 pieces. It's been done in a limitation of 100 pieces, celebrating the 100 years since its discovery. It is really quite a wonderfully weighty piece.
Absolutely.
The
Not necessarily the everyday carry, the everyday writer, but definitely something that you can celebrate with a nice contract with.
Interestingly, one of few pens by Montegrappa that doesn't have a clip, because it's not intended to be carried in the pocket.
I didn't think about that.
Because of its weight.
Yeah.
Of course, the other collections like that are the recently very interesting warrior collections, such as the samurai and the
Exactly.
the Viking,
The Vikings, right? Yeah.
Gladiator. I don't know if I'm saying something ahead of time.
Oh.
So these
might
collections,
cut it.
but also, so this doesn't have a clip, and that's interesting. Here you go. This is the fountain pen version. So this comes in a fountain pen and a rollerball.
And stunning, because here at the boutique you can discover both the fountain pen and the rollerball live, which is not something that everybody can say of themselves. And shows the great commitment.
Yeah, I love this barrel, because this barrel has the effect of the mummification.
Yes.
The cloth wrapping, but it's of course made in a resin material, but a material that feels like fabric. It's actually quite an amazingly produced material.
Absolutely agree.
And so it's wonderful. But again, it doesn't have the clip, so it's something. Again, it's a desk pen, and it lives in this form. We have the Arabic calligraphy pen, which also we made without.
Let's show it quickly.
And that was just that was a pen that we made around 2013, dedicated to the Arabic script, because the Arabic calligraphic script is so well known for the artistic output, So we have so many stories here. This is what's wonderful.
Absolutely.
As well as having all the products like the products with the Italian heritage and the fandom products with the fantasy themes such as Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. We also have a theme that is local to this region, which is the Middle East. So we have the Arabic calligraphy, Arabic authors, and these are projects we've done with Montegrappa, with Italy, where we've asked them to produce pens for our region, where we've engaged in doing the research to find out about whether an author or a theme could be interesting enough to produce a pen.
Speaking pieces of art, please show me this Cal.
So
then you have a surprise.
We're going to put this back to sleep.
That's perfect.
For another 100 years.
Exactly.
And we'll close that. I'll just put it away because we can't leave it open while. So I will now take us to the chaos. And so chaos, of course, we know the story of chaos. That is one of the most sort of iconic stories from Montegrappa in the last 15 years. We had this wonderful opportunity to create the chaos pen with Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
Do you remember the year? Was it 2011?
Yeah, I think 2011, might fit. 2011, 12. So I don't remember when the Expendables came out, actually.
So yeah, that's...
Guys, this is stunning to discover. That's a solid gold Chaos. The Chaos is a legendary pen, and a pen that will grow in value significantly over the next years. But the solid gold version is next level, and it's the first time that I have the chance to see it live.
I haven't been to the gym this week, but I'm suffering because it's so cold. It's really heavy.
I can imagine.
What I'll do is I'll put it over here in this tray, and I'll bring it out.
Maybe let's compare also the pirates next to it, if you don't mind.
That's a good idea.
Because I think they have a similar let's say, vibe and kind of DNA, even if the stories are completely different. But the cows, Charles, you tell me if you agree, really set new boundaries back at the time when it came out. I remember people were pretty shocked, but exactly because it was so polarizing,
Yes.
people were loving it and buying it.
Absolutely, and I think it even ruffled a few feathers because it had, of course, skulls on it, as this one does.
Exactly.
So, of course, Montegrappa, one of the great things that the Aquila family had done previously was they presented Montegrappa pens to the Pope.
Yeah.
And, so it was seen as potentially something very holy, something very sort of beautiful, and
then
suddenly you come and you make pens with skulls.
With skulls,
on them.
yeah.
And that, I think, might have come across as slightly an interesting direction. I mean,
just look at it.
yeah, they're both beautiful pieces. They both have different pluses and minuses, I think. I'm also going to put here the solid gold
We need to see that.
Chaos watch here next to the Chaos pen. So this is a set that we have here available in the store, and these are perhaps some of our most exclusive pieces.
That's really awesome, Charles.
Yeah, so the Chaos is limited.
100 pieces, right?
100 pieces, and the original Chaos, I believe, 1912 pieces in sterling silver.
Yeah, exactly.
And the solid gold.
Exactly.
Version is 100.
And the Pirates, I can see that here is 399 pieces.
That's right.
And you have 360 as a rollerball here at the boutique. Stunning, guys. Again, if you are around, drop by to see this.
So what's great about this collection, the Pirates pen is no longer available anywhere.
Exactly.
This is the last piece that we have. It can no longer be ordered from Italy. It's no longer available anywhere else that I've seen it. This is the last piece in rollerball that we have still in the boutique, and I've put my eye on it. So if no one comes to buy it by the end of this year, then it's going to enter my personal
Your
collection.
personal collection. I love that.
Because I missed that one. That was one that I didn't acquire at the right time. But our customers come first. I can't have all of them.
No, it's true. That's what I say all the time. If I buy all of them, then it's not a business anymore, right?
And then my wife won't be very happy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the Chaos also, the silver edition is completely sold out in both rollable and fountain pen.
And you also don't have it anymore, right?
We don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
I do have one piece in my personal collection. And the Chaos watch is also entirely sold out in the silver version, both the enameled and the non-enameled version. So the only Chaos pens and watches available now remaining are these solid gold pieces.
No, fantastic. And what is the surprise that you have for us?
Well, there is one more thing I would like to show you, and we started earlier on. The first pen we looked at was the 50-year moon landing pen, and that pen itself is a very special pen for a number of reasons. But when that was made, it was 2019, and 2019 later in the same year. That was launched in July, because it was July the 16th, 1969 that was the original moon landed. And so in July 2019 was the launch of the moon landing pen. That was later the same year, in September, that the UAE sent their first astronaut into space. So there is an organization here in the UAE called the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, and they're responsible for designing satellites, they're responsible for training young Emirati astronauts, and they have an astronaut program. The first Emirati astronaut went to space in 2019. So, based on the moon landing collection that Montegrappa launched in earlier 2019, we then made one unique piece, one piece of that collection, but we made it with the markings of the UAE. So instead of having the USA and the USA flag on the pen, it actually bears the Emirati flag and the UAE symbol. It also, this particular piece has on it the logo of the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. That's the logo of the Space Center right here in blue at the top. And this piece also has something very, very unique. On the nib, the image.
Ari, pass schon mit der Hand, dass sie nicht auf dem Mikrofon hast. Ja.
Okay.
Okay, go on. Just go on.
So one unique feature on this specific pen, only on this one instance of the pen, is on the nib, and I'll put it here so that you can maybe see it slightly better when I put it down. On the nib is the profile of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He is the Prime Minister of the UAE, he's the ruler of Dubai, and he's the patron of the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, which is this organization which is bringing all the young Emirati scientists together to create a space program for this relatively small country.
Exactly.
They have
Some people say, well, it's spread out.
So they have a space program, and this pen was made for them as a gift to the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. And when we presented the pen to the Director General of the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, they were very happy. They were very pleased that we were doing something specific for them, because they loved that we were bringing attention, and that we were, a company in Italy having nothing to do with space and nothing to do with what's happened here, would decide to dedicate a pen, a special edition pen, to this occasion, which was the launching of the first Emirati astronaut in space. And so they were delighted with that. And then I received a call from them a few months later, just before the time of the launch, saying that we'd like some technical specifications about the pen. So we gave them the information that they asked about, the materials and the exact weights and certain things. And then I spoke to the Director General, and I asked him what was happening, and he told me that the pen is going to space with the astronaut Hazal Mansouri, who was the first Emirati who went into space. So in September 2019, when the first Emirati astronaut was launched into space, he carried this actual pen with him. And as you know, fountain pens don't really write in space because of gravity.
Of course.
But it was, we believe, the only fountain pen that has gone to space.
Absolutely.
And come back. An interesting fact is that when you do go to space, it's not just the taking things into space that's difficult, it's bringing them back down. And they have a very limited amount of space that they can actually bring personal effects back in the re-entry capsule, which is very small. So that was one of the reasons they want to know the details down to the gram. And so
which is a fantastic message. It's such a small item, but such a powerful and important item.
Exactly. So this piece came back from space, was presented to His Highness, and now it lives in the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. We have it here because we borrowed it from them a few months ago.
For the pen show in Dubai, right? Super cool.
We displayed it at the pen show, and since then it's been in the safe, pending the return of the Director General, who's currently in the US for the launching of the second astronaut, Sultan al-Niyari, and he was launched into space only a few days ago, and that will be a long space mission. So there's a really very interesting story surrounding this whole thing, and we're just really lucky to be able to celebrate it. And then on the back of this, with the permission, of course, of the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, we did produce 15 pieces of this pen, but without the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center logo.
But just with the UAE
with the UAE symbols, and without His Highness's image on them here, because that was only for
of course.
And so that one we made it. We have a lot of collectors extremely interested in that. We have a couple of pieces left. Again, one of them is soft preserved for me.
I feel you.
If the customer wants it, of course, we'll give it to the customer.
No, that's awesome. Charles, I really have to thank you for taking your time, and also for showing us such incredible, amazing pieces with such an incredible story. And it shows how much, again, writing instruments mean to people in so many parts of the world, and how much they still are groundbreaking and some kind change the game of the world. And that's exactly what we experience here. What we experience with your stories also about this incredible collection, and it's been such a great honor to be here.
Thank you. It's an honor having you, because it's not every day that I get to share this with people who really understand why, the love. Of course, we have wonderful customers here, we have a wonderful community of collectors.
Absolutely.
But sometimes, it's nice to have a visitor who really gets excited about it as much as we do. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you for showing this to your audience as well.
Charles, I thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. Good luck, and Goodfellas. At this point, we are saying goodbye. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you like this content, to subscribe to the channel so that you keep to see the new content that is coming up. And also, I always say, Charles, don't forget that together we are changing the game.